SPY closed at a fresh all-time high, reinforcing the breakout tone. Welcome to your daily market briefing for 2026-0501. We will walk through leadership, macro context, and what matters next for the next session. Here is the broad market snapshot. S&P 500 up 0.29%, Nasdaq 100 up 0.94%, Dow Jones down 0.31%. Next, the ETF curve set shows where relative strength and weakness developed through the session. Leaders were software plus 3.24%, technology plus 1.49%. Laggards were energy minus 1.36%, industrials minus 0.93%. Across global markets, the session leaned constructive globally, with most major regions holding up. Asia was under the most pressure, with Japan and Shanghai leading the retreat, while United States and North America held up better than the rest. Stepping back, SPY closed at a fresh all-time high. The broad market traded with a firm tone, as SPX closed up plus 0.29% and NDX finished up plus 0.94%. Leadership came from IGV, XLK, while pressure showed up in XLE, XLI. The stock market fear and greed index is 67, which sits in greed. That suggests investors are leaning risk on and may keep rewarding upside momentum. On the S&P 500 heat map, leaders were software plus 3.24%, semiconductors plus 0.93%. Laggards were energy negative 1.36%, industrials negative 0.93%. Fed thinking is still central to the tape, and releases like upcoming macro releases are being used to reprice the policy path. Firmer data would make it harder for the market to lean into quick easing hopes. Commodity action was split. Natural gas led, while crude oil lagged, so the move looks selective rather than broad-based. The index board leaned lower, with Nikkei carrying the weakest tone and Nasdaq holding up best. Mega-cap curves were mostly positive, which points to a broad tone move more than a single name story. Forex showed a risk-on currency tone, with the sharpest move in USD JPY and the best relative strength in AUD USD. Crypto remained constructive, which helps confirm the broader market risk tone. Bond curves suggest yields were mixed to lower, so rates still mattered for the session. The main focus stayed on SPY, closed at a fresh all-time high near 720.75. Leadership stayed concentrated in software and semiconductors. The next question is whether the breakout above the prior record can hold after the first close at new highs. For tomorrow, watch the next macro events, the direction of Treasury yields, and whether leadership stays with semiconductors and energy or rotates elsewhere. Also watch follow-through on BlackRock says these bonds have attractive yields and can help insulate from AI disruption. CNBC, because headline risk can quickly reshape sentiment. That is the key takeaway for today's market. SPY closed at a fresh all-time high. The broad market traded with a firm tone, as SPX closed up 0.29% and NDX finished up 0.94%. Leadership came from IGV, XLK, while pressure showed up in XLE, XLI. Keep watching policy signals, index leadership, and the next macro catalysts.